Okay, so let's start with the first question. So today is N-level AMath paper 2 revision. Tomorrow is their paper 2 paper. Wow, thanks for the ice cream. Okay, come. Let's do the first question. This is a trigo question. So sometimes when you look at it, given that cosine equals to 5/7, they ask you to prove this. Okay, sometimes you look at it, you don't know what to do. But you see, if you look at this question, the only thing you can do now is to apply your addition formula. So you just, okay, I cross multiply first. Let's cross multiply first. Cross multiply. So I will have 7 cosine A plus B equals to 5 cosine A minus B. So we will apply addition formula first. Okay, thanks for the rows. Okay, so no, I'm not doing any complex number equation. That's not within our syllabus. I'm doing O-level, N-level, Singapore syllabus up to Sec 5 only. So you see, the only thing you can do is apply addition. Okay, although you cannot see how is it that we can get this yet, but just apply that first. Sometimes you just need to do it first, try, and then after you can see some light. Okay, so this one I'm going to apply our addition formula. So put 7. Okay, I put a square bracket. So this one, cosine A plus B, will become cosine A cosine B minus sine A sine B. 5, this one will become cosine A cosine B plus sine A sine B. So then the next thing is just do your rainbow the 7 in. So it will be 7 cosine A cosine B minus 7 sine A sine B equals to 5 cosine A cosine B plus 5 sine A sine B. Actually, if you notice, sine A sine B, sine A sine B, this is like terms. These two is also like terms. Okay, look over here, they write A and B is on the left hand side. So I'm going to keep this on the left hand side. So we have 7 cosine A cosine B. This one bring over. So be minus 5 cosine A cosine B. This one remain on the right hand side. 5 sine A sine B. This one bring over. So it become plus 7 sine A and sine B. So this is like terms, this is like terms. 7 minus 5. So I left with 2 cosine A cosine B. This one 5 plus 7, so it will be 12 sine A and sine B. Almost there already. Do you see that actually this is 2 and 12, this is 1 and 6? Because it's an equation you can divide a constant throughout. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to divide by 2 throughout. So it becomes cosine A cosine B is equals to 6 sine A sine B. Shown. Okay, 4 marks. Okay, this one something like in life. Sometimes you cannot see what you are supposed to do. Just do what you can first. Just do what is in front of you. In this case, we can only change the addition formula. So you change first, and then after that, you see what comes along. Then you just follow through. Tomorrow, N-level AMath paper 2. I think it's in the afternoon, 2 o'clock, I think. Okay. So that will be for question number 1. Okay, let's move on to question number 2. This one is rate of change. Okay, differentiation application, rate of change. Okay, so let's take a look at this question. A cube of side x cm has a surface area of S. The volume V of the cube is increasing at a rate of 48 cm cube per second. Find at the instant when V equals to 64, find the rate of increase of X. That is the formula. Okay, here. This is the formula, okay? First 3 is the identity formula. Next 3 is the addition formula. Next 3 is the double angle formula. So just now what I did was this one. Okay, I apply this formula and just open up. Okay? The formula is given. Okay, so now let's take a look. This one actually rate of change is actually pretty easy. Yes, okay. So first I like to draw a diagram. So this one they say is a cube. So let me draw my diagram. Not perfect drawing, but you understand can already. Then side x, x, x. So they tell me that they tell me that the volume is increasing at this one. So I know that this is dv, dt. And take note, if this say decreasing, you got to put minus. If this is increasing, means it's positive. So this is just 48 cm cube per second. So this is given to us. Okay, then they ask us to find the rate of increase of x. So that means they want me to find dx dt equals to question mark when v equals to 64. So this is the objective. If it's decreasing, then you got to put minus 48. Okay. Please go to my YT channel. Okay, go under my video and search for Trigo. Okay. I'm not doing any particular video or live on just Trigo. I did before. So now I'm just doing revision for all topics already. Okay, so then let's take a look. You have this component dv dt dx dt. So that means I want to have a formula which is v in terms of x. So v in terms of x, look at this. This is volume. I mean cube. So the volume of a cube is x to the power of 3. So my formula will know that is v equals to x cubed. Okay. So then after that, what you need to do is differentiate this. So I want to do dv, differentiate v with respect to x. So bring down the 3, so it's 3x squared. Okay. Thank you. We are revising for the AMath. For those who are not trying to revise, this channel is not for you to chit chat. Thank you. Okay, because if you chit chat irrelevant thing, I cannot see the chat. I want to see whether if there are relevant questions being asked. Okay, so once I have this, look at this. We have 3 components: dv dt, dx dt, and dv dx. So these 3 components, you need to link them together. Okay, this chat is being moderated. My moderator will block and mute those who are irrelevant. Okay, so now you need to put something equals to something times something. So you need the placing of the 3 components is super important. Okay, goodbye. Okay, so dv dx is in the middle. The one without dt is always in the middle. Look at the numerator, dv. So this side will be dv dt. Okay, this side, I left with only the dx dt, so it's dx dt. So the placing of the 3 components is very important. Very important. So now, my task is to put in what we have. dv dt, we have it, so put in 48. dv dx I have, this is 3x squared. Now the question is, what x value should I sub in? They ask you to find dx dt when v equals to 64. So unfortunately, they did not give you the x directly. So that means you need to find out what is the x when v is equals to 64. And we know that this is volume, so we know that x cubed is equals to 64. So my x is cube root 64, which is 4. Okay, so this question did not give you the x directly, so you need to find it. So over here, that means now I can put in my 4. So this is the unknown. Okay, so I continue here. So this is 48 equals to 3 times 16, which is also 48 multiplied by dx dt. So you are supposed to solve this. This is 48 times this one is 48. So to solve my dx dt, I just take 48 divide by 48. And just nice, this one is 1. And because this is length, so this is cm per second. Okay, so that is for 2a. This is how you do rate of change. So I repeat. Okay, because they tell me it's a cube, so I draw this out. Okay, then they say volume is increasing at this one. So I put positive because it's increasing. So I write down dv dt equals to this. They asked me to find dx dt when v equals to 64. Then I look at the two components. I see v dv dt, dx dt. I know I need a formula, which is v in terms of x. And so v in terms of x for this one means that it will be v equals to x cubed. And we will do our dv dx. So bring down the 3, power minus 1, so we get 3x squared. Then you have to put in the 3 component. Okay, the middle one is always the one without the dt. So I put dv dx in the middle. This one numerator is dv, so dv dt is at the right hand side. Dx dt will be at the right hand side. So put in whatever you have. I have my dv dt. I have my dv dx. The only thing is I don't have my x. But they ask you to find the dx dt when v equals to 64. So you need to do this additional working to find out what is the corresponding x when v equals to 64. That's why I do, okay, x cubed 64, x equals to cube root 64 and get a 4. So with this 4, I just sub it in. Okay, and then this is the unknown that I need to find. So with this, to find this unknown, for this case, it's just 48 divided by 48. And I get 1. Okay, now they ask to find ds dt. This one asks you to find ds dt, question mark. Okay, then you have to think, okay, this one, my s over here, they say is the surface area. So you need to look at your so-called, in this case, the cube. Oh, surface area, you see one face, one face. The area is x squared. So my surface area will be x squared, that's one face. This is the cube. I have 6 identical face. That's why it is 6x squared. So with this, this is s in terms of x. So with this, I can find my ds dx. So bring down, so I get 12x. So same thing, I'm going to form the chain. So this one, ds dx will be in the middle. ds dt will be on the left hand side. Then after that, dx dt will be on the right hand side. So put in what you have, okay? This is 12x. And we know that my x is here, this one. So put 4 here. My dx dt is the one that you have found in part A, which is 1. Okay, so this one is this one. So with this, just 9, 48 times 1, so it's 48. This is area, so this is cm squared per second, and we are done. Okay, so this is how you do rate of change for question number 2. Okay, actually rate of change actually pretty fun. So I just want to say the important is the arrangement of this. And a lot of times, sometimes they never give you the direct. Then you just need to form an equation and find the relevant one. Because if my dv dx is in terms of x, then I just need to find out, okay, if v 64, what is the x? Then you just sub in accordingly. Okay, so let's move on to question number 3. So this one is completing the square. Okay. Express y blah 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 in the form of this. Blah, blah, blah. So this one is actually just need to do completing the square. So before this, I'm going to write y equals to, let me just rearrange. So it becomes minus 2x squared plus 4x minus 5. And take note that completing the square can only be done with 1x squared. So be careful, please don't go and divide everything throughout. This is an expression, it is not an equation. You can only factorize out the negative 2. So put the negative 2 outside. Don't be like some of my students go and divide by negative 2 throughout. This is not an equation, understand? Okay, then put a square bracket. So I left with x squared minus 2x plus 5 over 2. So before you continue, just do a check. If I rainbow back, of course I must get back the same thing. Minus 2 times 1, yes, minus 2. Minus times minus 2, I get plus 4. Minus 2 times positive 5 over 2, I get negative 5. Just do a check before you do the computing the square. So, look at the first two terms. Okay, this will be x minus. This minus is because this sign is minus. And this number I'm going to write now is, I'm going to take this divide by 2. So that means it becomes 1. Close it, square. And this is forever minus. Minus backside square. And what is the backside? Backside will be this number over here. So 1. And don't forget to bring this down. So it's plus 5 over 2. This is AMath. EMath also got computing the square, but EMath actually you will not see minus 2. Like EMath always use EMath most of the time is already 1x squared or negative 1x squared. But it's the same concept. The only tedious part is you need to factorize out. Do we need to change the minus 5 to... No need to change. For me, you see, my minus 5 is still, my minus 5 when I take out a negative 2 is still inside my square bracket. It's still inside my square bracket. We are not done yet. So it is x minus 1 squared. So this one, press calculator, the value will give us plus 3 over 2. Again, we are not done yet. We want to rainbow the minus 2. So it becomes minus 2x minus 1 squared minus 3. So now this is your y. You already changed the presentation in the computing square form. Okay, and then if you compare, see, minus 2x, this one minus 1, this is plus a. So you will say that your a is equals to negative 1. B is here, b is positive, b here is minus 3. So you will say your b is negative 3. Okay, hence find the maximum value of y equals to blah 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 and the value of x at which it occurs. This part B is actually just asking you about the turning point. First, let's see. This is my a is negative 2. Means a is less than 0. You know it is a set phase. So when it is a set phase, the turning point will be a maximum point. Okay. So a maximum point, you have the x coordinate and you need to find the y coordinate. So how do you find this? To find the x coordinate, you just need to let x minus 1 squared equals to 0 and find the corresponding x. So we will have x minus 1 equals to 0, x equals to 1. So I know, okay, the turning point, the x coordinate is 1. Okay, and when x equals to 1, okay, the y is minus 2, 1 minus 1 square minus 3, we get minus 3. So the y coordinate of the turning point is minus 3. So with this, sometimes the question will ask you, what is the turning point of the graph, right? But in this case, they split the question. They ask, what is the maximum y and what is the corresponding of x? So it's actually from here. So you will just say, oh, okay, so the maximum value of y equals to minus 3 at x equals to 1. You just need to so-called split up the maximum point information into two information. That's all. Okay, so that is for part B. Next, they ask you to explain whether the curve y equals to blah 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 lies completely above or below the x-axis. Okay. So how we're going to find this one is, first, you know that this is just now we already know a is negative 2. A is less than 0, so we know this is a set phase. Okay, when it is a set phase, it is always set face, and then after that I need to find my discriminant. So my A is equals to -2, my B is equals to 4, my C is equals to -5. So let's find out what is B squared minus 4AC. I want to find the value first. Okay, so B squared minus 4AC, and we get 16 minus 40, I get -24. So less than 0. Okay, so now you see, since A is less than 0 and discriminant is less than 0, the y equals to -5 plus 4x minus 2x squared lies completely below the axis, below x-axis. Okay, wait, I want to show something. Where is it? 我的纸太多了。Wait. Okay, so you need to know the.算了. Okay, I'm going to redo. Okay, so see here. See here. This. When we talk about, okay, so when we talk about quadratic graph, so you see here, if my quadratic graph is completely above the x-axis, it will look like that, right? Example. Okay, so in this situation, this A is more than 0. Okay, happy face, and you can see that no matter how you draw the graph, it will never come down, correct or not? So, and it is also above. It did not cut the x-axis. So if it did not cut the x-axis, okay, completely above x-axis means that it does not cut the x-axis, and it also means that it has no real roots. Because real root, when you have solution, is because the graph cuts the x-axis. So in this case, there's no real root. That's why my discriminant is less than 0. So this situation is always positive. So this is the same thing, always positive or completely above the x-axis is the same thing, It's the same thing, Okay, then the other situation, okay, which is the one that is, if my quadratic graph, let's say it's here, like that, okay? This situation, this is a set face. Same thing. First, of course, it must be a set face, because only if it's a set face, you see, no matter how you draw the graph, it will never cut the x-axis. So in this situation, the A is less than 0, and this is completely below the x-axis. And again, when it is completely below, and it also does not cut the x-axis, it does not cut the x-axis. And therefore, this is also no real roots. And that is why the discriminant is also less than 0. So when it is this completely below the x-axis, is the same meaning as always negative. The part whereby they say always negative, what thing is negative? It's the y value. You can see that this is below the x-axis. If you look at this is at the y-axis whereby it's all negative. So over here, my y value is always negative, correct now? Okay, so when they say always negative, they are saying the y value is always negative. And y value always negative means your graph is below the x-axis. And below the x-axis means it does not cut the x-axis. And it means that it has no real roots. It means discriminant is less than 0. So both situation, discriminant is less than 0. So of course, common mistake is student, always positive, my discriminant more than 0. No, please no. Okay, So both situation, be it always positive or always negative, my discriminant is less than 0. The only difference is always positive, it must be a happy face. Always negative, it must be a sad face. Okay? So let's come back to here. So this question, first, I know that my A is less than 0. Okay? My A is less than 0. You see, A is less than 0, it only means that it's a sad face. But I haven't confirmed whether is it that it is always below the x-axis. So the only way to find out is to find out the discriminant value. That is why I find the discriminant value and realize, oh, my discriminant is also less than 0. So it fulfills two conditions. It fulfills a sad face. It fulfills that discriminant is less than 0. Therefore, it is always negative, which also means it is completely below the x-axis. Understand? Okay, this is always the part that students always get confused. So I've explained. And this one always tests you. So when they always say things like, oh, find the range or whatever, find the range of k for which your y is always positive. So you have two conditions you need to fulfill. A more than 0 and discriminant less than 0. And then go and find the range. Then if they say, oh, okay, find the range of k for which your graph is always negative. Then you will have to fulfill two conditions. Your A is less than 0 and your discriminant is less than 0. Okay? I will move to next if I want to move to next. I don't need you to chase me. And if you ask me to get faster, my moderator will also block you. Yeah, because I'm here to teach other students, not just teach you one student. Okay, so now let's take a look at this question number 4. So this is a polynomial question. Polynomial question. So polynomial did not come out in paper 1. So that means paper 2 will definitely come out polynomial question. Okay, come, let's take a look. A polynomial px, you see this one is different. This one put px, never put fx. Why so mean? Is it mean? Because people are being selfish, don't want to wait for other students. Why should I be kind to the person? Okay, come, let's do this. Px is equals to 6, school paper, 6x cubed minus where a is an integer. So you can see that this polynomial x, you have only one unknown, which is a. Okay, one unknown. It is given that px has a remainder of 11 when it is divided by x minus 1. So this one, it means that they give me this information. Okay, they tell me that when I sub in 3, p3, I will have a remainder 11. So this is the information given to me. Minus 3, not 1. What thing minus 3 not? Just now I say minus 1. Okay, so is P3 equals to 11. Divide by x minus 3 means that I'm going to sub in 3. And then after that is equals to remainder 11. So with this information, we will be able to form the equation. So let's find my P3. So you're going to replace all the x to become 3. Please leave the a alone. So 6, 3 cubed minus a plus 3, 3 square plus 12, 3 plus a. So you need to be very alert to only replace the x with 3. The a shall remain. So before you continue, always check. So 6x cubed, I'm supposed to replace x with 3 minus a plus 3 x squared, so 3 squared, plus 12x, so plus 12, 3, and then the a put here. Okay, always check before you go to the next. If not, imagine you know the concept, but in the end, maybe some careless, and then you got wrong. So over here, for this, now this press calculator, this is 162 minus a plus 3, this is 9, this is 36 plus a. So this 9, I supposed to rainbow. If you want, you can rewrite. Because usually when we rainbow, we like to put the 9 in front of here. So you can rewrite. Okay, rewrite. And because you have 9 and A, so you got to be very careful. 9 must have a longer tail. Don't confuse yourself with the A and the 9. Because over here, I sub in 3 because of this one. What you need to do is just let the x minus 3 equals to 0. That's why we sub in the 3. So then after that, this one is 45. So let's rainbow here. So now I will have 162 minus 9a minus 27 plus 45. And over here, let me see what we can get. Where's my negative a? Oh, I forgot my oh my god. I make a mistake. You see? Do you see my mistake? Just now I asked you all to be careful. Then in the end, I also fall into the trap. Where's my error? So that's why it's very careful. This one is a A, is not a 9. So I shouldn't go and do 36 plus 9. So this is actually 36. So this is 36 plus A. Okay, so now minus 9A plus A, I have minus 8A. As for the number, let's see what we have. 162 minus 27 plus 36. So it's 171. So technically speaking, when I sub in the 3, this is supposed to be my remainder. But they tell me that my remainder is 11, right? So therefore, we will know, oh, minus 9, minus 8A, minus 8A plus 171 equals to 11. So let's continue here. So minus 8A equals to 11 minus 171. Minus 8A equals to 11 minus 171. It gives me minus 160. So my A is equals to 20. Done. Oh, thanks for the cute finger heart. Ta-da! Okay, Melvin got it. Okay, now next, they ask you to show that x minus 2 is a factor of px. This one easy. So what I'm going to do is, okay, I want to see whether is it a factor. I sub in the 2. So how do I get the 2? Same thing, I let the x minus 2 equals to 0. You let x minus 2 equals to 0, so x equals to 2. That's why we sub in 2. So after that, look into here and take note also, because you already solved your A, which is 20. So now your px is now complete. So we will have 6, 2 cube minus, I'm going to sub in my A already. So it's 20 plus 3, 2 square plus 12, 2 plus 20. So you got to be very careful. What I did was, I sub in x equals to 2. I sub in my A equals to 20. So if you simplify everything, this is 23, this is 4, this is 24 plus 20, you get a 0. Okay? Okay, then after that, you will say, oh, so therefore, x minus 2 is a factor of px. And please state this is because of factor theorem. Okay, factor theorem, remainder theorem actually is interchangeable. Factor theorem simply means that when I sub in the value, I get a 0. That means I got 0 remainder. When I have a 0 remainder, it means that it is a factor. And when I sub in, I got a number. It means that it is not a factor. It has a remainder 11. That's all. Okay? Okay, next, part 2. Okay, never state minus mark because I have students whose teacher mark them minus mark if they never state the factor theorem. Okay, come, this one. So now they ask you to express px as a product of linear factors. So px, currently the complete one, we're going to write out the complete one with the A already found, 20. So I will have Polynomial is chapter 3 or 4, I can't remember. It's sec 3 topic, right? It's a sec 3 topic. So px will be 6x cubed minus 23x squared plus 12x plus 20. Okay, so this is the complete px. So I'm supposed to factorize. I already know one of the factor, right? Because b part 1, I already did x minus 2 is a factor. So I know when I factorize this, I will have x minus 2. So now I need to find out what is my quadratic factor. So to find the quadratic factor, you need to do the long division. Okay, so let's see. Over here, I will have 6x cubed minus 23x squared plus 12x plus 20. I want to divide it by x minus 2. Okay, so now you ask yourself, what multiplied by x give me 6x cubed? So I need to multiply with 6x squared. So this one times this one, 6x cubed. This one times this one give me minus 12x squared. Subtract with the bracket. So I left with minus 23 minus 12 means plus 12. So I have minus 11x squared. Bring this down, plus 12x. Now you ask yourself, what times x give me minus 11x squared? So this is minus 11x. So this times this, minus 11x squared. This times this, give me plus 22x. Subtract with the bracket. Okay, so let's see, 12 minus 22. So I have minus 10x. Bring down the last one, which is the plus 20. So what times x give me negative 10x? So this is minus 10. So minus 10x plus 20. And of course, we will expect a 0 because since x minus 2 is a factor, there should not be any remainder. If you divide and you get some remainder, means you did wrongly for your long division. Check your long division. How am I going to understand this if I forgot about division? That's the reason why I'm here revising, right? Okay, so put here 6x squared minus 11x minus 10. Okay, then we need to factorize this. So this factorization, we're going to use the cross method. Okay, please, this is 4 marks, I know you all super like to do what? This one, press calculator, the 3 answer, put 3 bracket. Me as a teacher, I will not give you 4 marks if you do that. You're supposed to do it properly. That means finding the factor, doing the long division, and factorize this. Your marks must worth 4 marks. Your working must be worth 4 marks. Okay, so now this one, how to factorize? I'm going to use the cross method. So 6x squared minus 10 minus 11x. So this one we will have 3x and 2x. This one we will have 2 and minus 5. This one will be minus 15x. This one will be plus 4x. Check, check, check. So in the end, you get x minus 2, 2x minus 5, and 3x plus 2. Done. See that? Now this is called worth 4 marks. Because we did long division, we even factorize this by using cross method. Okay? Yes, this is recorded. You can watch the TikTok replay either tomorrow or Tuesday. It will upload it to my YT channel. Just go to my bio. The TikTok bio. Click on my link. The last button will go to my Tele channel. Go to my Tele channel whereby you can download the PDF worksheet. Then my bio link, also the second last button will go to my YT channel whereby you go under the video, you can search for the videos, okay? But today live will only be uploaded to either tomorrow or Tuesday. Latest Tuesday we will upload. So this is how you do a polynomial question. Okay, this is how you do polynomial question. Okay, This is a Singapore math, this polynomial. In terms of Singapore math, students learn this in Sec 3 AMath. Okay? Series? What series? Okay, now let's do question 5. Question 5 is equation of circle. Normal tech math, I already did revision last time already. I mean, I did a lot of Wednesday. I don't know what is T series. I think that one is really upper math. I'm not that smart now. I'm not that smart. I'm only stuck at secondary school. I mean, I've been teaching secondary school math for past 11 years. Okay, so I'm only focusing on secondary school math. I'm not doing Malaysian math as well, so I don't know grade 7 is what. Okay, but you can just go to my YT channel, go under my video, search for the topic name and see whether you can find any relevant topic that you want. Okay, now let's take a look at this question 5. The points P, Q, R lie on a circle. They ask you to prove that PR is the diameter of the circle. Okay, this is related to AMath. Why? Because you need to know that AMath has this property. Okay, pardon my drawing. Okay, now they are saying that PQ is the diameter. They ask you to prove. And in AMath, you have this property called angle in semicircle. Means if PQ is the diameter, this will be 90 degrees. Correct? This is a property under AMath properties of circle. So with this, I'm going to make use of this property and find out and prove that PQ is the diameter. So this is PQ and the only sorry, they want P, they say PR. So that means this is Q. So all I need to do is I need to prove that Q is 90 degrees. Okay, Q is 90 degrees. So you have two ways to test whether Q is 90 degrees or not. Because you have all the 3 points, you can find all the length and use converse of Pythagoras theorem. I always use angle in a semicircle. Must put right angle meh? I don't recall must put right angle. Okay, so see what I want to say. Either you use length converse of Pythagoras theorem to prove that there is a right angle triangle, or you use the gradient, which is gradient PQ and gradient QR. If M1 times M2 is -1, means that they are perpendicular. Now like that. Is it? Okay, never mind. I will just follow you to say. Later I will check. I don't recall I put this one. Okay, so now come, let's do the length one. Okay, use the length. So I'm going to find the length of PR first. So length, because you see 4 marks. So length of PR, we will use the P and the R. So 2 minus 8, 2 minus 8 square plus 3 minus 3 square and square root. So this is minus 6 square. This is 0 square, square root. So square root 36, it is 6 units. The 50 Shades of Panda. Why I cannot use correction tape and erase this one? Do you have an issue with this? So weird, Okay, so now length of PR is done. Let's find length of PQ, So length of PQ. So square root, now look at P and Q, 2 minus 5, 2 minus 5 square plus 3 minus 6 square. So you will have minus 3 square plus minus 3 square, square root This is square root 9 plus 9, so it's 18. Okay, just leave it this one first. Just leave it in this form. Now let's find the other one. So we have PR, we have PQ. Now I need to find QR. So find length of QR. Okay, length of QR. So look at Q and R. So 5 minus 8. 5 minus 8 square plus 6 minus 3. And you will have minus 3 square plus 3 square square root. Again, you get square root 18. So we know that we're going to take the two shorter side to prove Pythagoras theorem. Converse of Pythagoras theorem. This is equation of circle. Now, mu, yes, you also can find that one. You can either use this one or use that one also can. Both also can accept. Both also can accept. So now over here, I will write. So PQ square plus QR square. (18 plus 18, which is 36. And this is equals to 6 square, which is equals to our PR square. Correct? Later I show the gradient one. This is using the length one. Then remember, so in AMath you're going to add, this is also one way to show you how you prove converse of Pythagoras theorem. Because a lot of students, a lot of time when they come out that prove that it's a right angle triangle, you all know that you want to use Pythagoras theorem, but you all don't know how to present it properly. So always take the two shorter one, okay? Square them and find out that it is equals to the third side square. Then you will know that by converse of Pythagoras theorem. Okay, this is a person. This is a person theorem. Then we will say that PR, no, actually not PR. I will say the angle Q is right angle. Right? No space, a bit packed, huh? This one 4 marks lah. So the steps is justifiable. So of course you have to say therefore, okay, therefore PR is diameter. Okay? So now I'm going to write the alternative method, the one that using the gradient one. Alternative. Okay, I prove these two, the gradient is M1, M2, negative 1. So let's find gradient PQ. So to find gradient PQ, again, let's look at P and Q. So Y1 minus Y2, 3 minus 3. So 3 minus 3 over 2 minus 8. So we have 0. Oh, the bad news is, you see, is 0 leh. Okay, maybe the other one is undefined. Okay, let's see. So this one is 0. Not ready, also just have to try your best. Okay, don't just give up. Try to revise as much as you can. Actually, in fact, nobody is always ready one. We just have to just try our best and then just go for the exam. Okay, now gradient PQ found. Now I need to find gradient of QR. So gradient QR. Q and R. So it will be 6 minus 3. Wait. PQ. Did I take the wrong one? Alamak, I take the wrong one. No wonder I get a 0. I take the wrong coordinate. Wait, that's why I was thinking, this one 0, then this one must be undefined. No, PQ. PQ. So it's we here, I see it a wrong one. 3 minus 6. 3 minus 6. And then 2 minus 5. Okay? So I have negative 3 here, minus 3 here, we get a 1. So now QR, QR will be 6 minus 3 and 5 minus 8. So this one will become 3 over minus 3, I get negative 1. So you will know, oh, okay, gradient PQ multiplied by gradient QR is equals to -1. Therefore, PQ is perpendicular to QR. Okay? So this is also another method using gradient. Yeah, I know space already. So this one I write behind. Okay, my B and C I think I do behind. So this one, C behind. This one, C behind. Okay? Okay, let's go to the full step and do. Okay, this is question number 5. This is part B. They ask to find the equation of the circle. Okay, when you want to find equation of a circle, okay, let me just recap a little bit about the format of equation of circle. Equation of circle. So this is the standard form. Standard form. So it will be x minus a square plus y minus b square equals to radius square. So this is equation of a circle, the format. The center is AB, then the radius is equals to r. This is just recap. Yes. So if you look at my diagram here, I need to find the radius. I need to find the center. We actually already have our P and R, correct? Since we already proved that PR is a diameter, just need to find the midpoint of PR, that will be the center. Find the length, it will be the radius. Okay? So let's find the midpoint of PR. So I'm going to just write out the point here. P is 2, 3. The Q is 5, 6, and then the R is 8, 3. Okay, so see here. I want to find midpoint of PR. So to find the x coordinate, you need to take the average of the x, the 2x. So just take 2 plus 8 divided by 2. 3 plus 3 divided by 2. So we have 5 and this one is 3. So this will be the center. This will be the center. Yes, correct. So now next, let's find the radius. So we need to find the length of OP. You want to find OR also doesn't matter. Okay, so my O is the center here. This one is point O. This is point O. So it will be O and P. So 5 minus 2, 5 minus 2 square plus 3 minus 3 square. Square root 3 square plus 0 square, square root 9, which is 3. So my radius is 3 units. So therefore, equation of the circle is x minus 5 square plus y minus 3 square equals to 3 square. So this one must write 9. You cannot write 3 square. So this is called standard form. This is standard form. Okay, unless okay, take note, star. The expanded form is called the general form. So if they never request for standard form, you can just, if they never request for the general form, you can just keep it in this form and that will be your answer. Okay, unless they ask for general form, then you need to expand it. Okay, now we left with the last step, part C. They say, okay, given that S is another point on the circle, such that QS is the diameter, find the coordinate of S. So actually, if you look at the diagram, okay, now we already know my O is 5, 3. The center is 5, 3. Okay, this one. If they say S If they say S is another point, that QS is the diameter. So what does that mean? It means that it also passed through the O. So that means it also passed through the center because this is also a diameter. So in other words, it means that this 5, 3 is the midpoint of QS. Okay? So I'm going to show here. I'm going to just write like that. My Q will be 5, 6. My S, I don't know what is it. I'm going to let it be CD. I'm going to let S be CD. They have the same center, of course. So my center, I have it, which is 5, 3. Okay, 5, 3. So when you have the midpoint and you have one side of the point, how do you find the other point? This is important. See here, listen. When you have one point and as well as the midpoint, you know that these two is equal because it's midpoint. How do you find the other side? Okay, so what you need to do is use the same midpoint formula. So look at the x. I will take 5 plus c. So this is part c. I will take 5 plus c divided by 2. 5 plus c divided by 2 equals to 5. So cross multiply, so you will know that 5 plus c equals to 10. So my c is equals to 5. Do the same thing for the y coordinate. No need simultaneous. Not exactly simultaneous. It's just finding the average of the x coordinate and equate them together. So 6 plus d divided by 2 is equals to 3. So cross multiply, 6 plus d is equals to 6. So my d is equals to 0. Okay. So with this, therefore, we will know that S is 5, 0. Done. What is 2? What thing is 2? What thing is 2? Reflected circle. Okay, let me see. Okay, let's just give some example. Reflection of circle. So let's assume, let's anyhow draw. Let's assume, let's say I have a circle like that, example. So let's assume that my center is 2, 1, example, okay? Let's say 2, 1. So let's say I want to do reflection at x equals to, okay, I also have to say that the radius is equals to, let's say, 5 units. So let's say reflection at x equals to -4, for example. For part B, if they give you the radius, how to get the equation? I thought I already have the information already. I need the radius, I need the center, and that's how I form the equation of the circle. Okay, so now let's continue. So this is a circle with center 2, 1. Okay, I'm going to do a reflection at x equals to -4. So the question is, what is the new equation of this, of reflected circle? Okay, so you see, this is 2, x is 2. My radius is 5. 2 minus 5, so this side will be actually -3 and 1 here. So my minus 4 maybe around here. Not drawn to scale, please. So my x equals to negative 4 will be this vertical line. This is called x equals to negative 4. So you need to flip this. It's like a mirror, right? The mirror. So over here, the y will not change. So when you flip over, let me just anyhow draw the circle. Don't penalize my drawings. Okay, so I aggregation. So assume this is the circle. A bit too big. Okay, when you do reflection, size will not change. So if the size will not change, means that the radius will remain the same. So radius is still 5 units. Okay? And the y, because your reflection on the x, this vertical line, so when you reflect this way, the y coordinate will not change. So that means this new center, the y is still 1. Okay? And what is the x coordinate? So what I need to do is, you ask yourself, from here to here, how long is this? 2 to minus 4, the distance is 6, correct or not? 6 unit, right? So that means from here to here also must be 6 unit. So here is minus 4, minus 4, minus 6. So that means I know this is minus 10. Let me check. This is 2 to minus 4, 6, correct. Here, another 6. So minus 4, minus, yes, correct. Got it? How come new school circumference not on minus 4? Minus 10, correct, right? I never make a mistake. So therefore, our new center will be equals to minus 10, 1. So with the new center as well as the radius remains the same, so the equation of reflected circle will be x plus 10 square plus y minus 1 square equals to 25. Done. Okay, so this is how I do reflection on the x-axis, not on the x-axis, on the vertical line x equals to negative 4. So just remember that the size will not change. Size will not change means that the radius remain the same. You will reflect on the vertical line, the x coordinate, the y coordinate do not change, only the x coordinate change. So all you need to do is the distance. And AMath also studies equation of circle. So reflection can also come out. Okay, so over here, the distance and the distance here should be the same. It's just like mirror. When you're standing in front of the mirror, the reflection is also the same distance. Yes, it's the same for even if you reflect here. But of course, when you reflect this direction, the x will not change. Only the y change. Okay? Okay, so that's all. If you want to recap, go and watch my replay. So now let's take a look at question number 6. Wait, I need to put this at the bottom. Okay, now let's move on to question number 6. Find in radian the two principal values of A for which blah 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 blah. So don't have to worry about this part, two principal value. This one only affect at the back. So the front part means you're just going to solve this as per normal. So 3 tangent square A plus 8 tangent A minus 3 equals to 0. So you can see that this is a quadratic equation. Okay, this is a quadratic equation solving tangent A. So let's factorize this, and we will get 3 tangent A minus 1 and tangent A plus 3 equals to 0. Okay, so all I did was actually do cross method. It's just that it is not 3x squared plus 8x minus 3. It is tangent. But the step is the same. It's just that the unknown is tangent A. This one no need range. You know why? Because they only want the principal value. Principal value is the first value, so we don't need any range. So then after that, we will solve. So we say, okay, so tangent A equals to 1/3 or tangent A equals to minus 3. Okay, up to here is the same as usual. The only difference is, every time when we solve trigo equation, we need to say, okay, tangent A is positive, is in the first and third quadrant. We find the basic angle, then after that our A will be 2 answer, and then after that we need to plus 360 or minus 360 or plus 2 pi minus 2 pi, correct? That is the usual trigo equation. But when they mention principal value, it means that you don't have to go and find basic angle, you don't have to bother how many quadrant it is at. Straight away you do, okay, my A is just tangent inverse, whatever this value is here, which is 1/3 in this case, and I get 0.3217. They ask for radian. So round off to 3SF, we get 0.322. 3SF. So same apply for here. So A is equals to tangent inverse minus 3. When they ask for principal value, you also include the negative, because they want to know what's the first value when I do inverse negative 3. So the first value we get is negative 1.249, and round off to 3SF minus 1.25, and we are done. So that is what they mean by finding the principal value. You do not need to go and find the basic angle, all this, and the quadrant. No need. No need to find the alpha or the basic. No need. So principal value, no need. So that's all it means. So let's move on to question number 7. So this is actually again Sec 3 topic, which is the related to the discriminant and quadratic inequality. So now they ask you to find the values of k for which the line does not meet the curve. So my line equation is y equals to kx plus 3. My curve is y equals to x squared plus 5x plus 12. What if it's cosine A? It doesn't matter. You want to find the principal value, you just cosine inverse whatever that trigo value. If it's negative, just inverse that negative value. If it's positive, just inverse that positive value. They just want to know principal value is finding out the first value. Okay, so now we got to do simultaneous for these two. So we will do this equals to this because they are already y subject. So we will do x squared plus 5x plus 12 equals to kx plus 3. So because this is a quadratic equation, go and throw everything to the left hand side. So x squared plus 5x plus 12 minus kx minus 3 equals to 0. So x squared plus 5x minus kx plus 9 equals to 0. So over here, you see, this is what it means. If you're always very confused, if today k is a number, that means if I don't have any unknown, I solve simultaneous, whatever I get the x and y is the intersection point, correct? So in this situation, there is an unknown k inside. So we do the same thing also. So we ended up having an equation, right? So they tell you that this situation, it will not meet. So when they said will not meet means that when I solve this quadratic equation, I should not have any real roots, that's all. So since this quadratic equation has an unknown k, So that is why I'm not able to solve this. But I will be able to find out what is the range of k that will fulfill the meaning of the line will not meet the curve. So in this case, my A is equals to 1, my B is equals to, this one is 5 minus k, my C is 9. So because they tell me that it does not meet, so I will expect that my discriminant is less than 0. Yes. So B square minus 4AC less than 0. So open this up. So I have 25 minus 10k plus k square minus 36 less than 0. So we have k square minus 10k minus 11 less than 0. So just to remind you, when it is a quadratic inequality, make sure you have a happy face. That means my A must be positive. So if your A is negative, you can times -1 throughout. But please make sure if you multiply by negative throughout, you need to flip your mouth. But of course, this question no need because it's already positive A. So what I'm going to do is you need to factorize this. So again, using cross method to factorize this, we will have k minus 11 and k plus 1. And after you have this, you're going to draw the graph. The two value will be -1 and 11. Less than 0 means we're going to shade the inside, the below. It means that my k range, therefore my k range will be between -1 and 11. Done. So this means that, oh, I managed to find the range of k, whereby when I sub into this equation 1, I will end up having a line and a curve not meeting each other. Understand? Okay, so that is for my question 7. Okay, now let's move on to question 8. So question 8 will be doing differentiation and finding equation of the tangent line. Okay, again, let me drink water. Help me to like and share. Okay. Okay, let's continue. So now this equation of the curve is y equals to blah blah blah. So the bad news is this one is to the power of 3. It's not easy to expand this one. So it becomes something x times something x. So in this case, in order to differentiate this, we have to use a product rule. Okay, so dy dx will be keep left. So I keep my 3x. Differentiate the right hand side. The right hand side, you will have to use chain rule. So bring down the 3, copy the bracket, power -1 become 2. Remember to multiply by differentiate the inside, which is -2. Okay, common mistake is students always never differentiate the inside. Then after that, plus, now you keep the right hand side, which is 5 minus 2x to the power of 3. Then differentiate the left hand side. So I repeat. What I did was keep left 3x, differentiate the right. So this is left, this is right. Keep left, differentiate the right hand side, apply chain rule. So bring down the 3, copy the bracket, power -1, multiply by differentiate of the inside. The replay will be either tomorrow or Tuesday. Latest by Tuesday will be up. I know it's a bit too... I will try to get my team to upload tomorrow morning before the paper lah. Okay. Then plus. Product rule is plus. Keep right. Differentiate the left. So now we need to simplify. So now actually this is considered one term. This is considered one term. You are supposed to take out the common factor. So let's take a look. this is 3x times 3, so it's 9x minus 18x. Minus 18x, and this bracket, and this one is 3. So that means I can take out 3, yeah? I can take out a common factor 3, as well as the bracket 5 minus 2x to power of 2. Put the very big square bracket. The first term, when I take out 3 and this bracket, I will left with minus 6x. Because just now, remember I say it's minus 18x. Minus 18x, when I take out 3, I still have a minus 6x. And then this one I already take out, so it's outside. So I actually don't have to write anything already. So now let's take this one. This one, if I take out 3, no more number. I take out square, I still have one more bracket. So that means I still left with a 5 minus 2x. Then after that, all you need to do is this one, keep, no change, no change, no change. You just need to simplify here. So in the end, we get minus 8x plus 5. So that will be your answer for part A. You don't have to worry actually at the negative half. You just need to remember that what you need to take is the smallest one. So if let's say negative half and half, the smallest is negative half, you take out negative half. Then whatever left inside is always 1. Because you see, half take out negative half. You see, half take out negative half. Isn't it half plus half? That's why it's always left 1. So you don't have to worry when it's negative. Just take it out. Take out the smallest. Take out the smallest, then the power big minus small. Okay, all the time it is always left with 1. If you take out already still left with some fraction inside, that means somewhere is wrong already. Understand? Okay, so now part B. They say the equation of the tangent to the curve at x equals 2. So you need to find equation of tangent. You need to know that dy dx is a tangent function. Gradient of tangent function. Okay, dy dx is gradient of tangent function. So I do not know what is my gradient until I need to sub the corresponding x. Because I want to find the gradient of the tangent at x equals to 2. Then I sub x equals to 2 into my dy dx. No, not equals to 0. Equals to 0 is trying to find the stationary points. Nothing to do with your tangent. This is like saying, okay, my curve is not quadratic, but what I'm trying to say is, let's say, for example, my curve is this way. So what they're trying to say is, at this x equals to 2, this is the tangent. They're asking you to find the y equals to mx plus c, question mark, question mark. They want you to find the equation of this tangent line. So, I only know that this gradient function is this one. So, in order to find the gradient, I need to sub in x equals to 2. So, sub x equals to 2. So, my dy dx will be equals to 3, 5 minus 2, 2 square minus 8, 2 plus 5. And we will have 3, 1 square minus 11, we get minus 33. So it means that the gradient of this tangent line is minus 33. But okay, this is not drawn to scale. I want to say first. Not drawn to scale. Not drawn to fact. I would say. Because you see, my gradient is negative 33, but this line is positive gradient. So I have to highlight first. Because I just want to see the story. So we don't really bother whether is it actual tangent or not. So now I know my equation of tangent will be y equals to minus 33x plus c. So to find the c, we need to sub a point which is on the tangent line, correct? And the only point we have is this point. But the bad news is I only have the x. So I need to find the full coordinate. So you have to know 2, what? You have to find out what is the y. Yes, and remember, you must always sub back to the original y. Okay, start back to the original y. So let's sub back into the original y. So over here, I'm going to put sub x equals to 2 into y. Into the original y. So it will become y equals to 3x 5 minus 2, 2 and cube. So we get 6, 1 cube, which is 6. So therefore, the point is 2, 6. So actually, this point will be 2, 6. Then you know, oh, okay, so I can now sub in 2, 6. So we have 6 equals to minus 33, 2 plus C. So 6 equals to minus 66 plus C. C equals to 72. Right? Thanks for your thanks. Okay? Appreciate you for appreciating me. Okay, then now we find out the C already, right? So you will say, therefore, equation of tangent will be y equals to minus 33x plus 72. Done. Okay, so this is how you find equation of tangent. So in case they ask you to find equation of normal, okay, so let's assume they extend the question a little bit. So let's say they want the equation of normal. So how do you find equation of normal? Equation of normal simply is, I use red color. Okay, the equation of normal line is perpendicular to the tangent. Ooh, thanks for the mic. Okay, so I'm going to do it here. Corner, arrow. So in this case, the red color is I want to find the equation of the normal. So if they want to find equation of normal, this is a gradient of my tangent. So I need to do minus 33 times gradient 2 equals to negative 1. Because they are perpendicular to each other. So therefore, the gradient 2 will be 1 over 33. Then equation of the normal will be y equals to 1 over 33x plus c. And the only point that is on the line is the same point, which is the 2, 6. So you will sub 2, 6. So we have 6 equals to 1 over 33, 2 plus c. So in the end, my c is equals to 6 minus 2 over 33, which is 196 over 33. So c is equals to 196 over 33. So this red color one is additional information. This is if they want equation of normal. Then it will be y is equals to 1 over 33x plus 196 over 33. Done. Okay, so that is about equation of normal or equation of tangent. Okay. Yay! Let's move on to the next question. Question number 9. Okay, a bit kiasu lah. Although paper 1 actually came out something like a, I think, sign graph, and then they asked for the theta and everything. But that is not really asking you to plot graph. So I also a bit kiasu, so that's why I also included this for revision. So let's take a look. This is a sign graph. Okay, they tell us it's a sign graph already. So to find A, B, C, first, the C is the most easy to find. Okay, why? Because we want to see where it starts, the 0. So you can see that it started from 7. Okay, it started from 7, not started from 0. So we already know that the graph is actually shifted up by 7. So we already know that my C is equals to 7. Okay, now let's take a look at the amplitude. So amplitude is take the maximum and the minimum. So the distance is 10, right? So 12 minus 10. So my A will be take 12 minus 10. 12 minus 2. 12 minus 2 divided by 2. So in this case, 10 divided by 2. So we know it's 5. So in this case, the amplitude is 5. So therefore, I know my A is 5. Then my shift is 7. Okay, now B. B is related to the period, right? So let's take a look. Go and spot out where is one cycle. Okay, so you see, this is one cycle. One cycle. Two ways of doing it. you either go and find out one cycle what is the period, or you go and see 360 got how many cycle. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, for me is I always find out what's the period. So you see, period from the graph, I can see that it is 90 degree. If I work backwards, we will always take 360 divide by the number in front of the x. So when I divide by b, it gives me 90. So therefore, 90 b is equals to 360. I know my b is equals to 4. Done. So my A is 5, my B is 4, my C is 7. Okay. So this is how you find the amplitude, the shift, as well as the number that's related to the period. It's the same. If it's radian, you will see that this one they will put pi over 2. Everything else is the same. So then you will just take 2 pi divided by b is equals to pi over 2. And then just solve, and then you will still get b equals to 4. Okay. Okay, question 10. Question 10 is you are supposed to do proving. Okay, so like I mentioned, sometimes you look at it, how to do, Okay, sometimes you just try out. Okay, so left hand side, this one definitely start from left hand side. Always start from the more complex part. So over here, this is 1 over cosine theta minus 1, cosecant theta. Cosecant theta minus 1 minus 1 over cosecant theta plus 1. So some students will go and say, okay, I'm going to change the cosecant to 1 over sine, cosecant change to 1 over sine. But for me I like to combine it into a single fraction first. So let's combine into a single fraction first. So in this case, my common denominator will be a minus b, a plus b. So it is actually a square minus b square. So the a is cosecant theta, the b is 1. Then for my numerator, my 1 have to multiply with this. So 1 multiply with cosecant theta plus 1 minus 1 rainbow with cosecant theta minus 1. What I did was just combine into a single fraction. So all I did was just combine into a single fraction. And my denominator, because it's a minus b and a plus b, that's why the denominator, I write it as a square minus b square. So now let's open up. So we will have cosecant theta plus 1 rainbow minus cosecant theta minus plus 1. So over this one, I will write it as cosecant square theta minus 1. So do you see that actually this one net off each other? So it becomes 0. So I only left with 2. So I left with 2 over cosecant square theta minus 1. So let's take a look at our formula list and we see whether we have any identity that we can use. Okay. Ayo. My people are flying everywhere. Can't find my formula. Okay. So this one, we can use this one. Because you can see that the right hand side is tangent square, my left hand side got cosecant square. So I'm going to use this identity, changing the cosecant square to become cotangent square. So I will write 2 over this one, cosecant square will become 1 plus cotangent square theta, then minus 1. Okay, what I did was changing this one. So I write at the side, the identity given to us was cosecant square A is equals to 1 plus cotangent square A. So what I do is I just change this to become this. So with that, you see 1 minus 1 disappears. So I only left with 2 over cotangent square theta. 1 over cotangent is tangent. So that's why it becomes 2 tangent square theta equals to right hand side. Shown. Okay. So this is how you prove this trigo. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Question 11. Let me see how many more questions I have. 2 more questions. Question 11 and question 12, and we are done for the day. Okay, this one, popular question. This one will make use of special angle. When they say without using calculator, 99% is using special angle. Okay, so let's see. 75 degree. So I will make use of 45 plus 30. So I will say, okay, cosine 75 degree is equals to cosine 45 degree plus 30 degree. So again, this is the addition formula. Okay, addition formula. So I will just apply addition formula. Cosine 45, cosine 30 degree minus sine 45 and sine 30 degree. And you're supposed to memorize and know the special angle. So cosine 45 is 1 over square root 2. Cosine 30 is square root 3 over 2. Minus sine 45 is also 1 over square root 2. Sine 30 is half. So now the headache is, how am I going to manipulate this? So you always, follow the Bodmer's rule. You do the multiplication first. So this one, if I multiply together, I get 1 times square root 3. So numerator is square root 3. The denominator is 2 square root 2. This one, it becomes 1 over 2 square root 2. And just nice, the denominator is also 2 square root 2. So you can straight away combine. So it becomes square root 3 minus 1 over 2 square root 2. So now the next thing is you ask yourself, do I need to rationalize? They only ask you to prove under this form. You see? So you do not need to rationalize. So you just say shown. Okay or not? Still got anyone here? Just testing. Say hello if you're still here listening and learning. Okay? Sometimes the chat is too much. Then sometimes it's so quiet. So I have a lot of quiet learner here. Okay, at least I know somebody is listening and learning. Okay, thank you. Okay, if you have question, asking, hey, why is it like that? You can ask me. Okay, good. Thanks. So at least I know I'm not talking to myself. Okay, so far okay? So this is a popular question. Using special angle and addition formula. Okay, now next they ask, hence. Since they use the word hence, evaluate, blah, blah. So that means they want you to make use of the first part. Evaluate cosine 150. We can do it another way. You see, actually my cosine 150 is equals to negative cosine 30 degree. Correct or not? Okay, actually we can do this. Two focus are good. You actually can do this, but because they use the word hence, so that means I must use this with using this information. You understand? It's a 3 marks. If you use this, they may not give you the marks, you see. So unless they say hence or otherwise, evaluate this. Then yes, it's okay that you use this. But now they say hence evaluate, then you must use the part A. Okay, so actually what we're going to do is I'm going to use the double angle. So that means cosine 150 degree is actually cosine 2 times 75 degree. Okay, I'm going to use the double angle. Because my top part is cosine 75, so I'm going to use this cosine 2a is equals to 2 cosine square a minus 1. So this is the identity that I'm going to use for the double formula. So therefore, cosine 2a, so my a is 75, right? So it becomes 2 cosine square 75 degree minus 1. And cosine square simply means that this is 2 cosine 75 degree, the whole thing square minus 1. And cosine 75 degree is this one. So the bad news is you got to leave the answer in exact form. So you will have to do 2, this one bring down. So square root 3 minus 1 over 2 square root 2 square minus 1. Okay, no need to panic. Okay, it's not that tough when you see certs. How to square certs? Let's stay calm and do it. Manipulate. Okay, see here, the square. So the 2 actually belongs to the top. Actually, no, okay, the 2 belongs to the top. So I will write it as 2 square root 3 minus 1 square root 3 minus 1 over, this one will become 4, 2, then minus 1. So what I did was, the 2, I write it at the top. This one, I open up and put 2 bracket. The bottom, when I square it, 2 square is 4, square root 2 square is 2. Then minus 1. So before I simplify, do you see that the numerator got 2, denominator also got 2? Actually, I can cancel the 2 away. So now I left with the top part. This one, we can use the identity. So it will be a square, so it will be 3. Maybe, okay, I write the step in case you all wonder why. So it will be a square minus 2ab plus b square over 4 minus 1. So the top part become 3 and 1. So it becomes 3 plus 1 plus 2 square root 3 over 4 plus 1. I will have 4 plus 2 square root 3 over 4 plus 1. Then you will wonder, the plus 1 how? The plus 1 how? So this is 1 over 1. How do you know when you have to use double angle? In this case, because I want to make use of 75, I have to make use of 75. The only way to change 150 making use of 75 is using double angle. So if this question never say hence, I will actually do this form. Because cosine 150 is minus cosine 30. And cosine 30 is special angle. I can straight away get my answer. Rather than doing these steps. You understand? This step definitely is not the fastest way. But because this said hence, so we have to make use of the 75. So this one I just changed to 1 over 1. Times 4 times 4. So it becomes 4 plus 2 square root 3 plus 4 over 4. So I have 8 plus 2 square root 3 over 4. Wait. My bad. This one is minus 1. I suddenly changed to plus 1. I was wondering why I'm getting more complex. So this one is minus 1. So 4 minus 4, no more. I only left with 2 square root 3 over 4. 2 and 4 can reduce. So it becomes square root 3 over 2. Ayo. Minus, sorry, I started teaching from 9 a.m. Tired already. Okay. So here minus, this one minus, this one minus, this one minus, and minus. Okay. Now it's correct in this form. So this is our answer. No, it's not the same. If they say hence or otherwise, I will use this method. Because this is faster, You see, minus cosine 30. I straight away minus square root 3 over 2. I already get the answer. But in this question, they say hence. They never say or otherwise. So I have to make use of the 75 degree from the part A. Understand? Yes, because this one manipulate a lot of certs. In fact, actually this is also a popular question. Okay, using special angle, double angle. Actually, seldom they come out. Seldom, but I never said never come out. Seldom they will make use of double angle. It's all the time, most of the time is addition formula. How come the -1 become -4? Oh, see, this is -1. So I put it as 1 over 1. So times 4 to combine into a single fraction. That's why it become -4 over 4. What I did was times 4 times 4. City, okay? Okay, City, understand why is it that -1 become -4? Okay, I assume you know already. Okay, let's move on to the last question. Okay, good. Question 12. So this one, they give us a tangent graph. And then after that, they want us to find the A, the B, and the C. Okay? So, I did mention before that to find the period of a tangent graph, okay, take the first asymptote. See here, So the period, okay, I will take the first asymptote, which is the pi, just times 2. So it will be 2 pi. Okay? Why? Because if you recall back, if we're going to draw this normal y equals to tangent x graph, okay, our period, we take pi divided by 1. So it is pi. So when our period is pi, when we draw the graph, we draw one period pi, and then half of this, which is pi over 2, will be our asymptote. And then this is how we draw the graph for tangent graph. Right? So you see here, if my period, see my period is pi, right? So my first asymptote is pi over 2. So to find the period, I just take the first asymptote times 2, and I will get pi. So same apply for this concept. My first asymptote is pi. So I just times 2, I will know that, oh, okay, so that means this one is one cycle, So that's why I know this one is 2 pi. Okay? Okay, then they ask to find the value of A, B, and C. Okay, okay, I put, alright, C in front. Because I want to use the C in front. Because I want to use this graph to show as the reference. So they asked me to find A, B, C. So let's find step by step. First, look at the tangent graph. Tangent graph start from 0, 1. But look at this graph. It didn't start from 0, it started from 1. Do you see that? So it means that this graph was shifted up by 1. Okay? So, it started from 1. Not 0. So therefore, we know that it's shifted up by 1. So our C is equals to 1. Okay, so our C equals to 1. Okay, so now next, let's find out what is the B. Okay, if you work backwards, we always take the pi divided by the number in front. So in this case, if you see, the number in front is actually 1 over bx. The number is actually 1 over b. So then you will so-called work backwards because we already know our period is 2 pi, right? So you will say, okay, so we will take pi divided by 1 over b. It should give me 2 pi. The graph was shifted up by 1 because you see our normal tangent graph start from 0, go up. But you look at this one, it started from 1. It did not start from 0. It means that the graph is shifted up by 1. So if the graph is shifted up by 1, therefore this plus C is plus 1. That's why C is 1. Okay, so to find the period, we already know that period is 2 pi. So you so-called work backwards. So to find period, we always take pi divided by the number in front of the x. So the number in front of the x in this case is 1 over b. So I say, okay, pi divided by 1 over b, it gives me 2 pi because we already know our period is 2 pi. So now, how to analyze, how to find this one is, what you're going to do is, this is pi divide. So I will write it as pi divided by 1 over b equals to 2 pi. Just now I already mentioned, how do you find the period? If this is the normal tangent graph, when we find that the period is pi, half of it is my first asymptote. So we just take the value first asymptote times 2, that will be our period. So in this case, my first asymptote is pi. So just times 2, that will be my period. That's why we get 2 pi. Yes. So let's analyze this again. So this one is actually pi over 1. So divide pi over 1, just change this to multiply. So this one become b over 1 equals to 2 pi. So do you see that now this one become b pi equals to 2 pi. Therefore, b is equals to 2. Okay, so now we are done with our b, we are done with our c, right? So we left with the a. So previously, if those who are regular of my TikTok will know that now I will say that the A is not the amplitude. Good. So A is not the amplitude. For tangent graph, there's no amplitude because there's no maximum, there's no minimum. So the A is only the steepness. A is called the steepness. Okay. So how do I find what's my steepness? You see, they give you this coordinate over here. They give you this coordinate. Before we analyze this coordinate, let's come back to look at our normal tangent graph. Whenever we plot tangent graph, after we draw this already, we always show the this part. So pi over 2 divided by 2 again, so this will be pi over 4. And we will draw dot, 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 up and dot, 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 dot. If the number in front here is 1, I will put a 1 here. If the number here is 2, I will just put a 2 here. This simply just show our steepness of your graph. Okay, in this case it's 1. So now come back to here. You see, this pi over 2 is half of the first asymptote, right? It's the same concept. They tell us it's 4. But be careful. It is not 4 in front of my tangent. Because remember, our graph started from 1. So I need to take 4 minus 1. So actually, the so-called steepness is 3. Okay, so I'm going to put here. So this is 4. And because it starts from 1, so from here to here, this is 3. This is my A. That's why my A is 3. So my A is simply take 4 minus 1. That's why it's 3. Yes. Common mistake, maybe they will just put 4. But they forgot that this one actually shifted up by 1, you see. So it is 3. Okay, so now we're going to do the last step. They say, using the symmetry of the graph, state the number of solutions for which y equals to negative 1. Okay, y equals to negative 1 is a horizontal line. Okay, so you can see that y equals to negative 1 is here. So if I draw the dotted line, they're just asking you what's the number of solutions. So if I draw the dotted line, y equals to negative 1, you can already see that it actually will cut at 1 point and cut at 1 point. So it will actually cut at 2 points. So therefore, it is actually just 2 solutions. So this is part A, this is part B, and then my part C, simply just state the number of solutions, so it's 2 solution done.